Happy Tuesday. I hope that you have had a great start to your week and that we were able to see each other at our class meeting yesterday. Remember, if you are unable to make the class meeting, we should be setting up a one-on-one conference on Zoom so you and I can touch base to make sure that you're doing well and that we're talking about your progress academically and just seeing if there's anything that I can do to help. Just a couple reminders today. On Tuesday, we're starting a new unit in science on plants and animals. The first few days of science in the next couple weeks, we're going to be working on plants, and then we'll be moving on to animals. This is a unit that will take us a few weeks to get through, so make sure that you are listening carefully to the videos that we're posting, really looking at the information that is being provided in the lessons so you can learn the content, because there are several checks that will be graded throughout the unit. In our read aloud for Cityvember, we are going to take another quick quiz today. Our chapters are chapters 8 from last week all the way up till chapter 11. Those should all be review. We are past that in our listening, but it's just to make sure that we are all paying attention and learning what's happening to our characters. And then the last thing is a reminder just to make sure you're listening to your podcast, that you're going back and looking at the directions of what they're asking carefully so you can make sure that you're providing the right information. If you have any questions, remember to always reach out on Schoology and I can get back to you very quickly. Today, our book is called The Word Collector. So we're going to be talking all about these fancy words and vocabulary that we can find different places. Collectors collect things. Some people collect stamps. Some people collect coins, others collect rocks, some collect art. Some collect bugs, others collect baseball cards. Some people collect comic books. And Jerome, what did he collect? Jerome collected words. He collected words he heard. My trip to Peru was perfectly pleasant. Certain words caught his attention. He collected words he saw. Certain words jumped out at him. He collected words he read. Certain words popped off the page. Short and sweet words, two-syllable treats, and multi-syllable words that sounded like little songs. There were words he did not know the meaning of at first, but they were marvelous to say. There were words whose sounds were perfectly suited to their meaning. Jerome filled his scrapbook with more and more of his favorite words. Jerome's collections grew. He began organizing them. Dreamy, science, sad, action, poetic. One day, while transporting them, Jerome slipped and his words went flying. As he began to pick them up, he noticed his collections had become jumbled. Big words next to little words. Sad words next to dreamy words. Jerome began stringing words together, words he had not imagined being side by side. He used his words to write poems. He used his poems to make songs. They moved, they delighted. Some of his simplest words were his most powerful. I understand, I'm sorry, thank you, and you matter. Jerome eagerly collected more and more of his favorite words. The more words he knew, the more clearly he could share with the world what he was thinking, feeling, and dreaming. One breezy afternoon, Jerome climbed the highest hill, pulling a wagon packed with his word collection. He smiled as he emptied his collection of words into the wind. He saw children in the valley below, scurrying about collecting words from the breeze. Jerome had no words to describe how happy that made him. And it says, reach for your own words, tell the world who you are and how you will make it better. Peter Hamilton Reynolds. So this book was all about the words that we are choosing and learning and how we can use them when we describe our feelings and our thoughts. Throughout each week when we are working on our thoughtful thinking, above your question of the day, I have been placing a quote that's related to the subject of whatever the question's asking us to focus on. So make sure when you are writing your response to our thoughtful thinking that you're taking some time to really provide a thoughtful response. Thinking about what it is that Mrs. Ling's asking, and then making sure that you're following the directions by writing 3 complete sentences, and then responding by giving some feedback to some of our classmates when they respond. All right, my littles, I hope you have a great Tuesday, and I can't wait to see you this afternoon. Have a great day working.